Hello, one and all. How is everyone tonight out there? Hey, Eagle, if you're still here, and of course, my mom's in the chat. And I've already said hi to Mel because he's right here with me. Say hello. Everybody saw you dab. Very soon we'll be having Nathyn come in. To discuss his. He said he is going to be about 15 minutes late, so, well, not late, but it depends how you look at it. We start at 10, you know. He's not going to be here till 15. To some people, he's late, but, you know, I know that's when he's coming because of work or whatever.
Well, we don't have to think of him as being late. We could just think of ourselves as being more prepared.
Yeah. So we'll talk about whatever. Hopefully tomorrow books are in. Maybe Wednesday the latest. Because it doesn't say it sent them out yet. But then again, where it's going to come from, it's like an hour's drive. So, but then again, I think it's supposed to come with UPS. So that depends on when they send stuff out. You know. Will they send stuff out right away if it's, you know, like an hour's drive away? Or will they wait till the next day and send it? It's just all the craziness, the stupidness. You know, send a delivery driver! It's faster! Heck, in the future I'm going to be talking, if I get a big enough order, you know, where the delivery's, you know, like $100, I'm going to say, hey, can I just come pick this up and pay somebody with a vehicle? Here's $30 for the gas there and back. Save $70 on, you know. Whatchamacallit, you know. The shipping to me is only like $45, so it's like I could actually probably get up to Toronto and back on that. But then again, carrying the box or boxes on the thing, the bus and all that would be a pain. And especially with all this COVID nonsense, it'd be even more of a pain.
Oh, yeah. Public transit in some areas have been completely shut down, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, here it hasn't.
That's good.
We got it for free for 2 or 3 months now. It's not free, and we gotta wear a face mask when you're on it, you know. Meanwhile, there's, at the moment, last time I checked, 67 people infected in a city of 500,000. Yeah, make everybody suffer that's healthy. But we all know this stuff. I've got all the bags and boards that I bought are all together. So that's one less step that needs to be done. Although I might have to go out and buy some more bags and boards. I might need to go out and get another thing of top loaders for the cards too. But that's only one stop, so. All my cards are coming in thing, like the contest ones. But the Critical Snare ones that I got from Pixel will not be in thing. I'll just put them in with the bag with the comic or one of the comics. So everybody's getting one of those too. So, and then George Gatsis has got half the card that we did with Joe King. Him and Joe King taking on some sort of rock type monsters. The Canadian Shield half everybody's getting. So that means, you know, anybody who gets it, you know what, to get the other half, they gotta go support his book. Neat way to cross promote. of course, I'm gonna
Hey, at least it's not like when to finish a story you have to go read somebody else's comic line.
Yeah. And the other thing, waiting for, of course, John's artwork to come in to do all the giveaway for that stuff. Although some of it's already, I know, will be given away. 9 panels. Well, there was one page that was broken up into 9 panels. So they'll be slightly bigger than a card, probably. A trading card. I know all 9 people that get that. So, that's, nice and easy to do. And then there's like another 30 pieces of artwork to go to be given away. So, that could be good too. Well, it will be good. And I'm just keeping an eye on my Twitter in case Nathyn has any problems logging in.
I don't get how people have so much problems with me.
Yeah. Well, technically I've only had one person so far have a problem. Oh, but that's something I should possibly show.
Yep. Other good news, right? That involves both of us. Like I was telling you prior, I got the PDF to John for the coloring book. It's assembled. Everything's fine. So now it's just up to him to put it up whenever he's ready to.
Cool. So I got a page back from Efren for the Canadian Shield #2. It's just the rough at the moment. And there it is. I just gave him one note at the moment, for the Canadian Shield bigger, Hulk size. Give him a picture of the Canadian Shield from the back. Actually, these eyes I think should come down a little bit, but they make him look really ghost-like or whatever. So.
Yeah, but like a really buff ghost.
Yeah. So there's, like the first page of that, and Toxico sleeping there, some smoke waking him up. So. Okay, so he said okay, so hopefully he will be in a minute or two. Trying to think of something else to say. Anybody got any questions out there in the chat? Oh, tomorrow starts high noon, so be prepared for noon. We will be streaming to 3 different platforms and getting comments from 4. Well, possibly.
Lorenzo always sends me a link to hop on his show as part of the panel right when I'm live with you.
Yeah, I know. He sends it to me too, but it's like I'm going live for myself, so I gotta find the time to get on with his panel. And he the last time he was on, he's like, "Do you have a problem with my show?" No. It's just I'm doing my thing usually, Either that or I'm just so exhausted from doing my stuff that I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, like if it's late on the weekends, I have no problem hopping on, but like during the week, my schedule's pretty much already taken over.
Yeah. Fridays sometimes now I'm popping on, what's his name? Andrews. I popped on Friday, his, before I did mine. So.
You know what I probably should do, now that I'm thinking about it, is share the show out.
Yeah, that's what I should do too. Duh. Let's see. I forgot to share it out everywhere. That picture might get some views, so. There we go. Hey Nathan, how are you? Oh, he can't hear me yet. He doesn't have his headphones on. Hello? Oh. Can you see here? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? I think I hear you.
You're like really quiet.
Hold on a second here. How's that?
A little better. I know I can hear you. I'm not sure about the chat. Everybody watching,
How's it down?
sounds good to me. You, Metal?
I can kind of make out what you're saying.
Okay, because I turned up the gain on the microphone.
Oh yeah, now I can hear just fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
I can turn it up louder. All right. How's that? Is that not too loud, is it?
No?
No, that's fine.
All right. Great. How you guys doing?
Good. Yourself? Just sharing this out, so hopefully we can get some more viewers, which is always good. I have a few regulars that come back, so that's always good. Good to meet you, Nathan. I'm Rick, Cross Comics. This is Mello, who's with us in here too. He's my co-host or sidekick, unofficial.
Well, hold on a second, guys. You're a little bit. I always have issues with these live streams.
Oh, no problem. If you're not used to doing it on a regular basis, I can see that.
Okay, you sound good right there.
Okay. My mom says no, too bad. Too bad about what, Mom? She's in the chat listening, so.
I see if I can get a pair of wired headphones.
Yeah.
Makes it better. So hold on just a second. I'll see what I can do here.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So I should say not to.
Oh, okay. Her tea did get caught up at first. Yeah, that could tee somebody off, Mom. Yeah, he might have had wireless headphones. That's could have been the problem.
Maybe.
Because he was saying,
robotic, just a little bit, so that might have been why we sounded robotic to him.
Yeah. Okay, so. Hey, Timothy. We're just waiting for Nathan to get a wired set of headphones so we can discuss.
I think we're good here.
Okay, yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Much better.
Okay.
All right, now. Let's go with the introductions again.
I'm Mark. I'm Cross Comics. And my friend here, co-host extraordinaire. Well, sidekick, the model.
Good. Nice to meet you guys.
Good to meet you. We might have some. I have a link, spot on Twitter where I just give it out to a few people. There might be some other people that pop in. Probably not, but so we'll just
work for me.
We just talk. We're laid back here. We talk about tonight it's all about you and your book. Trying to so a lot of nights it's me drawing or whatever, But
I feel you.
So, but I'm trying to take one night a week and showcase some book, and who's ever on the project. So I take it you're the writer, author. Writer and author would be the same thing. I mean, artist.
Yeah, I do pretty much everything with it. Write, draw. I don't do the coloring. I have a colorist, Layla. She does the coloring for me, and she does a little bit of the art. Actually, she does all the art editing. So
okay.
the only two working on it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. How did you two meet? I guess it would be a question.
We met on DeviantArt. I was doing a book the very first Epitaph Bread and Salt project. I was working on that, and she finished that project, and I liked the way her coloring and everything looked, and she could draw herself, so I just let her finish. That up, and I've been working with her ever since. For anytime I have a book a project that needs coloring, I go to her. Unless she can't do it, I have a few other people that I sometimes I'll work with, but she tends to be my go-to person for coloring.
Cool. That is good.
Yeah, DeviantArt's a great place to meet people.
Yeah. So I noticed you've had 8 other projects. So obviously, Hex Mechanics #1, since this is #2. What other books have you done?
The Epitaph Bread and Salt book, which is probably the most known one. The Victor Locke Demon Hunter, the Demon Nor issue 1. We had another one. We did the Hexcraft Mechanics Ultimate Control project, which is kind of a prequel to this one, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know why though, but I think those were the major ones that I did. Like I said, I think Epitaph Bread and Salt is probably the biggest one that we did.
So do all these books take place in the same universe per se?
Yep. They're based around, mainly based around the Victor Locke character. the epitaph, the way it was originally set up was the epitaph bread and salt books were supposed to be kind of like the like a combination of all the things that were going on, and everything else were supposed to be kind of like spin-offs. So everything else was spin-off from the epitaph bread and salt books, and so I guess you could say that epitaph bread and salt was more story driven, and or was more story based, and everything else was kind of more action based. Everything around that was more action based. And then I kind of thought, since all this stuff is together, we could just kind of put it into one book. We ended up doing the Hexcraft Mechanics book, so it's all kind of one thing. Obviously, the Victor Locke book is in the same universe, but it's all one thing. It's all one big story, actually.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm the same way. I've got a whole big universe myself, so I know what it's like. Can you think of anything at the moment, Metal? Before I go over to...
I did actually have his campaign history up, too, so it does have all the books here.
Oh, cool. Thank you, because I'm sure I'm forgetting.
Yeah, because it started at the bottom with Epitaph, Bread and Salt, like you mentioned. Then there's The Perfect Letter.
Okay, those are movies. Those are from, like...
Oh, there's a movie, okay. I'm guessing that's what this Blastback sci-fi superhero is also a movie?
That's a role-playing game we were doing.
Role-playing game, okay. And then you have Beginning of the End in the Epitaph Bread and Salt as well.
Yeah, that's the comic book. That's the comic book that the movie was based off of, and that is the beginning of pretty much everything. It's like the movie is the prequel for the comic. Hexcraft Mechanics is the sequel to Epitaph Bread and Salt.
Cool. Okay, I'm just gonna...
Yeah. And I do have the campaign up too. I noticed you have a video, which is why I want to ask Rick if he would rather me play the video so everybody can hear it, because I have the ability to feed the audio through everything.
Yeah, okay. Let me get it back on.
But I have to ask, I heard there was music. This isn't copyrighted stuff, is it?
No, this is copyright-free music, and you just have to put the credits and everything in there, and I put that in there at the end, so you should be 100% fine.
Okay,
yep.
So I'm gonna lock it on you, Matt. Oh, you're gonna present, right, Metal?
Yeah, or would you rather me present than have it on my screen? Because I could do that.
Well, I guess either way. Let's see.
Because I'll full screen it when I...
Okay, full screen it and pause it. Or play it and pause.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make you full screen.
Let me, actually let you guys... Okay, it should be coming through.
Okay, just want to make sure, everything is there. Put that off to the side.
Oh, frick, stop it. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I'm not hearing any audio.
Me either.
Anybody out there hearing audio?
It looks like it was paused.
Exit full screen. I'm gonna see whether I can get it. Okay. Let's see. YouTube.
Can you guys hear it now?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. It should be feeding through.
Okay, I should be able to get it.
You can just do it then.
Okay,
I was using this earlier and it was working just fine. I don't know why it's not feeding through now.
No, it happens like it happens like that. As I tell you about these live streams, it happens.
Okay, so here we go. You guys will probably need to be silent, that way they don't hear you guys over that.
Yeah.
I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body, over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go. Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm.
Okay, everybody heard that?
Nope.
Everybody in the audience heard that. I did unmute the video for a second.
Hey guys, Nathyn, Brennan.
But that's the way it works. This is why I was going to do it. But for some reason, my injector's not working at the moment.
Are you using OBS by chance?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I stopped using OBS. It was just too much. I just couldn't make it work, and
I got it working. For me, it didn't work great at first, but that was because of my internet and my computer. So, but I've got a better computer now, and it fixed my problems with my engine. Heard it, yeah.
The audience heard it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Hexcraft Mechanics 2, factions of Chicago's supernatural community come to blows over money, power, and vengeance. So you are at the moment, I gotta switch this to US dollars from Canadian, which shouldn't take too long. You're 180 at the moment of 1,500, easily obtainable gold. Are you in the first 30 days? Are you going to be extending, or do you know yet? Or?
I think it's a 60-day campaign we're doing, and if we don't do anything with this in this 60 days, I'm just going to move on to Victor Locke Demon Noir issue 2. Because it's that book actually takes a lot less to produce financially. It's a lot more time, but money-wise, it's a lot less to produce. So I'll move on to that, and I might come back to Hexcraft Mechanics. We might combine issue 1 and 2, and do some things there, and maybe make it like 100-pager or something, and try it again next time.
Have you done number 1 by itself yet, or?
Yeah. Number one is out, and we shipped that 2 months ago. I think we shipped it. So that got out to everybody. We shipped most of our the campaigns that we did. We shipped Epitaph, Red and Salt, Victor Locke Demon Hunter, the first Demon Noir book. So we shipped all that stuff, and this is the second issue of this story. and we were going to do a third issue. The thing is, if we don't make the goal for this story or this particular issue, then the third issue is just that's not gonna be a thing because we don't have. I haven't drawn any art for that one. Like a lot of this art that we've already, we already did it.
Yeah.
And so basically, what I did was I took it and just added new stuff to it to fill the story out because the story was already done, but it wasn't finished. So the third issue was going to be like all new stuff. It was going to be like all new art. We were going to drop the serpentine characters in. It was going to have Dorian Gray actually pops up. We actually introduced him in Demonor issue 2, so he wasn't going to be a problem. But like we were going to introduce new characters and stuff. I want to introduce Frankenstein in issue 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna, But hopefully, if something happens at the end by some miracle, we end up hitting our goal, then I'll definitely do issue 3.
Yeah. So we got going over your written part of your campaign at the moment. Hexcraft Mechanics here, it says Nathyn Masters, this is your second campaign for second issue of your supernatural action comic Hexcraft Mechanics. This is a part 2 of a 3-part urban fantasy series set in Chicago, revolving around secret societies, magic cults, demonic infestations, and the demon hunters and heroes trying to keep it all in check. Okay, so I see this is 56 pages?
Yep.
Of action and intrigue. Anything for in the chat or anything that you have to say yet?
You're still an actual graphic novel, which I like. I don't like it. People keep pushing floppies out, and production's a high cost, so you have to charge like a ridiculous amount no matter what book you're doing. So you might as well be giving people a lot of pages.
Actually, there's something interesting about that. What we do is we have it's a 56-page book with, it looks like it's square bound, but it's actually stapled, and so it's actually cheaper for us to produce a floppy with a lot of pages in it. So it's cheaper for us to produce a floppy with a lot of pages in it at the price point than for us to do like a 20-some page book, because at some point the price kind of it all comes out in the wash. So you're gonna do either like a 20 page
you hit a price
book
break
and ask people, right? Because you're gonna do a 20-page book and then charge $5 for it, or you do a book of this size and then you can charge $15 is like the lowest, and then $25 you get all this stuff with it. Even with $15 you get like blast back power cards and things like that. So we try to have something that people can afford, especially in times like now. But we have our own little ways of keeping the quality up, but we're doing something a little bit different because we do cardstock covers, glossy pages. They're matte, it's matte pages, but they have that gloss shine to them. So we try to turn out a quality product. So it's priced right for us, and also priced right for the buyers, or for the backers.
That's great.
And so get that looks like a perfect binding on it, so that's kind of cool.
Just for the audience, maybe go over some of the characters. I've got a page here showing one of the characters who, maybe you can tell people who these various characters are that I bring up.
Okay.
Can you see what I'm looking at or not?
Victor Locke. Victor is he's the main character. He is a demon hunter here in Chicago, and basically he's what they call a blessed hunter. So like you have two categories of hunters. So you have hunters who are ordinary people, and then you have just ordinary people who discovered vampires and things like that, and they go out to hunt them. And then they have what's called the blessed hunters, and the blessed hunters are people who God has blessed at some point to go out and fight these creatures. And for whatever reason, he chose these particular people. Victor is a blessed hunter. Decoy is a blessed hunter. Fist of God is a blessed hunter. So those are like Chicago's three, specifically the blessed hunters here in Chicago, and they can fight vampires, demons, demonic entities, and things. They can do hand to hand with them. They have healing factors and stuff like that. That's on the same level as the supernatural creatures they fight. So they're pretty much evenly matched with the creatures. So they can go out and really kick some butt and take some names.
Okay, so I guess that would give them enhanced strength too?
Enhanced strength, depending on which character. Well, all of them pretty much have enhanced strength, healing factors, and various kind of powers. Victor is really more physical, so he has the strength, the reflexes, and stuff like that. He has some other powers, like he actually has a supernatural hearing. He can speak in tongues and stuff, which is a power that he hasn't used yet, but like if somebody was speaking to him in a different language, he can actually understand it and speak back to him in that language. And as a matter of fact, I don't think that's a power that I actually listed on his card, but he can do that. And he also has he's kind of a reader, so sometimes he can touch things and pick up an imprint from it. Like Ashen, he's kind of like her a little bit, but that's a power that I don't really have him use too much either. But that's when he's trying to detect stuff. So I haven't really done a book where he's actually his detective stuff, because he uses a lot of his powers and stuff. He hasn't since the enhanced senses, as they would call it. So he has all that stuff. But that's pretty much where it kind of ends. He doesn't really have any particularly offensive powers or anything like that. So he uses martial arts and guns, and he has a sword too. That he has a whip. Actually, he has a whip and a sword.
Cool. Okay, come down a bit and.
He's got like a modern day Simon Belmont over there.
That's actually funny because people always compare him to Simon Belmont, and I gave him that whip because of Indiana Jones. It was completely. I've Belmont. I've never played. I believe he's Castlevania, right?
Yeah, he's the main character in the original Castlevania.
Yep. Yeah, Castlevania. But this character. Wait a minute, I actually forgot this character's name. Her name's Flashbang. Flashbang is what they call now let me try to remember all these vampires. She is I forgot what they call them. But she's a particular type of African vampire. Hold on, let me look her up real quick. If I can, I'm gonna jump to that campaign real quick here, and I'll tell you exactly what she is. But she's a particular type of African vampire, and she is upset with Victor because he killed her boyfriend, Adazi. She's an Adazi vampire.
Oh, the Fireflies.
Yes. Oh, you know about Adazis?
Yeah, dude, I am soaked in mythology, man.
My God, right there. Well, basically, if that page that it opens up. The book opens up with him running from a firefly.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right,
that makes sense.
Right, so he's running from a firefly, and that's the title of this chapter. It's called The Firefly. But basically, in the movie, there was a vampire alliance called the Bleeder Kings, and he kills them in the movie. Well, she is trying to avenge the leader of the Bleeder Kings was her boyfriend. She's trying to she's seeking vengeance for him being killed. So that's
it even says so right there under the word issue 2, flashbang and Odyssey. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. She's one of the if you read that story, let me turn my phone off here. I thought it.
No problem.
Yeah, those guys like to hunt children.
Yeah.
Kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're vicious.
Yeah. Besides having the real long tail, with the name Firefly, does she have any fire-based powers or glow in the dark types of things?
She actually has force field based powers. She's alliance members, these vampire alliance members. You never know exactly which powers they're gonna have. So she has she can create force fields and things. She's also telekinetic. She's telepathic. So when she doesn't speak. When she's talking to you in your head. You hear her speaking, but she doesn't actually speak. So that's one of the things. Yeah. So she's pretty badass. I mean, she gets in there, and with him it's kind of different. But if you were just like a normal human, and she came after you, it would be devastating because she's and plus she does when she turns into a firefly, she's obviously she can fly faster than you can run, and it's a bad time dealing with her.
Yeah. Okay, the guy in the black and white, I guess, or grayish tone.
That's Decoy. That is Decoy and Decoy and Soulfire. Decoy is another blessed hunter. He is Victor's friend. He's kind of like it's like I kind of do them like a buddy cop kind of thing where it's like him and Victor work together. Boy is
he the straight man?
I guess he's kind of the how would you put him? Yeah, he is kind of cause like Victor is the one who would probably Victor's the one with the smart mouth.
Yeah.
So Decoy is more serious. He is a human being and he has powers. He has vampiric powers, but he's a human being. He was fed on by a gang of vampires, and basically he died. And he made a bargain with God to come back because he said, I don't want to die, and I think I might go to hell if I die. So. Can we do something about that? And God basically said, well, since you were killed by this vampire, you go back and hunt vampires for me. That'll be your penance for your life on Earth. And so he gave him these powers like a vampire, but he's completely human. He has vampire powers, but he can go out in the sun and stuff, but and everything is like a vampire's. Even his all
the strengths, none of the weaknesses.
Somewhat, except for the fact that he is 100% human.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink blood or anything. He's completely human. In his spiritual signature, it's like a vampire, but if they were to really read his signature, they would get confused. So they don't really know what he is. Because he smells like a vampire, he seems like a vampire. They all think he's a vampire, and that's how he gets inside certain vampire groups. So there's some specifics where Decoy is a vampire hunter, Victor is a demon hunter, and Fist of God and the Defenders of Eden, they're called vampire hunters, but they also hunt demons. I mean, all of them hunt supernatural creatures theoretically, but those are their specifics. So Decoy and the Defenders of Eden are specifically vampires. Victor hunts like everything, particularly. I guess you could say his main thing is probably the Neo Nephilim are probably his main thing. So, so they each have their own kind of specialty, and they each have their own type of, I would say, special creatures. So, the Defenders of Eden, they're mainly fighting Estries. They will fight other vampires, obviously, but Estries are their big thing. Decoy, of course, he fights vampires in general, and so it kind of breaks down like that. Soulfire is she's a soul collector, and she works with
Is Soulfire the black lady there in this picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and she works with Serpina. She's one of her soul collectors. So what ends up happening is they make deals with people. So it's like, you want money or fame or you want whatever, and you make a deal, obviously, with make this demonic pact. Not always particularly with the devil, but some type of demonic being, mainly Serpina. And when your time is up, Soulfire comes and kills you. So Serpina doesn't get her hands dirty a lot. She will if she has to, but she likes to just kind of stay in the background.
She's more like upper management,
but right. Yeah. She says, you go here and do this, and like they'll meet up and stuff. I think like in Ultimate Control, they killed somebody together, but that was just because Serpina had come. She had come back to. Well, she was always here, but she had gotten out of. She had been locked in. Somebody locked her in a jar, so she had been locked in there, and she's finally come back out, and so that's kind of her celebration kill. So.
Cool. Hello, Inkwell. We got Inkwell in the chat. He says, good evening, and we're just talking with Nathyn Masters here about his book, Hexcraft Mechanics, number 2.
Hexcraft Mechanics. Yep.
So, just letting him know what's going on since he just appeared in the chat, although it's in the title, but not everybody reads the title, so...
Yeah, they see the Cross Comics After Dark and they just give up on reading after that come in. Yeah, it does seem like you're crafting a pretty deep and interesting world here.
Thank you. That was Dracula and up at the Dracula and Ice Chaotix, and Ice Chaotix is he's a chaos mystic, and Dracula, he's one of the people. There's this backstory in the universe that we don't we haven't shown it yet. I do want to do this book at one point, but in this universe where all the major vampire alliances in Chicago were destroyed. They were either killed or they were taken out in some kind of way. And a lot of those vampires in those groups were killed. So there's still a vampire population. It's not as big as it was in like a lot of the major vampires that were kind of running things. So Ice Chaotix, and then this was kind of like a big deal because it wasn't just hunters who came after him. It was like people in the magic community, other. It was like a big group of people who got together to take these people out. So, so Ice Chaotix is one of the people who did it, who helped with that. So Dracula is kind of rolling up on him, saying, I'm about to, make some stuff happen with you because Dracula's coming to Chicago. Vampire Alliance, he figures, well, it's ripe for the taking. Nobody's there. The old Vampire Alliance, the big Vampire Alliance that was in Chicago, a few of their members are still around. We're going to do a one-shot with them. But a few of their members are still around, but not a lot. So Dracula is going to come in. He's got like a few powerful people. So he's got like Lady Bathory with him, Jack the Ripper, a few other people he's going to bring in. And they're going to make this big alliance. This alliance called the Knights of Liz Bathory. And so they're the eternal Knights of Dracul in service to the Lady Bathory. So they're the Knights of Liz Bathory, and they are a big vampire alliance. So
cool. I take it Dracula is the one with the goatee here.
Yep, that's Dracula, and the other one is Ice Chaotix.
Yeah. And if anybody in the chat has any questions, just let me know. I will pass them on to Nathan.
Come on, Rick. Nobody in the chat ever has any questions. And then if they do, it's never a serious question.
True.
And
we did get a chat from Evan before.
Okay, what did we get from Evan?
Just a criticism at you. He said, Rick, no, you can run Restream to just YouTube alone to keep the chat relay active.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I probably should have done that. Go ahead.
This is Night Evil. Night Evil is the leader of the Sisterhood of Lilith. So she is like their, she works with them, and the person behind her is one of her lackeys. So that's nobody important. It's nobody particularly important. But she's got like a lot of stuff going on, and she doesn't appear a lot in the first 2 issues. But she's popping up here to kind of she pops up a lot in Epitaph Bread and Salt, obviously, but in this she doesn't do a lot until the 3rd issue, because the story for this is there's a character called Lauren Talbane who her plane exploded, and she's the daughter of Nodis Talbane, who leads like a rival group called the Rise of Magic. She knows about this, and her and Ashen is a runner who works with her, but also works with the Rise of Magic. She just got accepted into the Rise of Magic through using her various talents, mainly their talent of seduction. But she just got accepted into the Rise of Magic, so she kind of knows that everything that they think is going on isn't really going on. They think that Lauren is dead. They think that they are right about the foul play involved, but Lauren herself is actually still alive. And so Night Evil knows that, just like Ashen knows it. And we're going to do some stuff with that. So she's going to put that information to use if she can. If Ashen doesn't do it first. So there's like a lot of kind of like backstabbing kind of thing going.
There's a lot of like inner politics at play here.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. And this is just Decoy and Victor again.
Okay. I think that's about it for the pictures. So the characters, we'll have to find out about more characters in the book, obviously. But we'll go over the perks, as they say. $25 for This is your featured one for Hexcraft Mechanics lock cover. I guess this is a special guest artist, Victor Locke.
For which?
No, that's the main character, Victor Locke.
Oh, main character. But that's the primary cover, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the cover I did. The Victor Locke cover.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess I was assuming Victor. Yeah, it made it sound like it was a different artist. Then when you say the lock cover, my bad.
All the characters to you, Rick. Were you not listening?
Yeah. Yes, I was. As soon as you said the character, yeah. Who am I to know that there's somebody in real life that has a last name Locke, like that.
Oh, yes, there's plenty of people who have that last name.
Yep. It's a cool ass name.
Yeah. There's actually...
Yeah, it is. It's like Father of the Enlightenment, John Locke.
There's a street in Hamilton named Locke, spelled just like that. So, anyways, the backers for this one will get a signed copy of the full color Hexcraft Mechanics book, standard cover, as well as a Victor Locke poster. Cool. That sounds good for sure. Especially for $25. And shipping, of course, is extra. Any idea how much shipping is offhand?
Shipping for that, I believe that one's free, isn't it? Wait, is that a signed cover? If it's a signed cover, I think shipping's like $5.
Okay.
US.
Yeah,
most of those. If it's US, a lot of that stuff is either just like $5 or it's free or something like that. The only time it's really a big deal is overseas. So that can get up to from $15 to $25 sometimes for shipping.
Yeah, so, depending on what
or
you're
even
shipping.
Just going to Canada because their mail service is stupid.
Yes, their mail service is stupid. Although that's not quite over.
You know, it used to be like a thing where people used to talk. They would say they would make it more money in Canada, and somebody was talking about that, and they were like, there was like really no reason to make the books more money in Canada. I think, if I remember correctly, I think that was the conversation. It was like they did that for. I think they did it because of postage, but the way it was set up. It was something they did it for that at the amount that they were printing, it really wouldn't have made a difference. I forgot what it was, but that's something I heard a long time ago. There's really no reason for comics to be more in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm completely wrong about that, but I think that's what I heard.
Well, technically what it comes down to, why they're quote-unquote a little bit more, is the exchange rate. So if you're charging something like $20, in the U.S., when you put the exchange rate over to Canada, that becomes like that becomes $25 Canadian. So something that we buy something $20 American, it costs us $25 of our money.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I remember that conversation, I was like, wow, my mind was blown. I don't know who was having that conversation. That was somebody was talking about that back in the 90s.
So usually if you see the American price and the Canadian price, it's usually because of once you put that American price in Canada, it's usually, that's the difference. It might be $1 or $2 more, greed, right? And then, then there's shipping up here, shipping stuff up here or whatever. But then again, if it's being printed here, it doesn't,
Well, when we sell it, get it for the same price, but you pay that crazy postage. So you pay that postage.
Well, you got here, say this $25 one, your featured one. to me, that would end up being $30 or 30 something. Because exchange rate.
With the postage, that actually ends up being, because I think it's $15 for that one. I think postage to Canada.
So that's 40 American. So that'd be like 53 or 50 something Canadian.
So it's wild. Those postage rates are wild, because I actually did some of the fulfillment on the last project.
Yeah.
And I finally got stamps.com so I could do my own postage. And I was looking, I was like, wow, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I wish there was something that could be done so overseas people wouldn't have to pay as much postage, because that adds a whole.
Well, I don't know about other than Canada. There's a guy named what's his name? He's doing Tribulation Task Force. I've seen him get my book to me for under $5. He just puts it in a rigid mailer and just goes across like that. And not a lot of it's not a lot of protection, but I haven't he puts it in a bag and board and then in the rigid mailer, so there's.
Well, that's pretty much what we do. We use photo mailers. We use the white photo mailers.
Yeah.
We put them in. We put boards in there, and then we bag it up. And we haven't had any problem at all. And we actually we used bubble envelopes. The last time, the ones I did with the posters, because I went to the art store and got some of that heavy board, and I used that on the back and front. In the back and front of the envelope and sent those out. So
I don't know. Maybe it depends on where you are in the States too in shipping. I'm not sure. I forget where he shipped from to offhand. But like I said, I just know what it's charged for Canada. I don't know what to charge, to the Europe or somewhere like that. I know that can get expensive too. I've sent artwork all over the world. So.
Oh wow! Because we just charged that 25 flat. I think I may have charged 20, but I know it's usually a 25 flat rate for just overseas. With these campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll just hope that, if something's a little bit cheaper, it'll cover up the guy who is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Your next one down is the lock cover, and is there another cover besides the lock cover?
Yes, it'd be Lauren cover. So one is the yeah, and the other one with the cover with the girl on it, that's Lauren.
Okay.
So both I did one cover for a different book. I did the lock cover for a different book. So the Lauren cover was supposed to be for issue 3 under the way the books were set up the last time. But for this campaign, the lock cover, and I used the lock cover in the Lauren cover. I just used them for the variants, used them both for variant covers. So I thought that would be nice, considering these stories are being. What we did is we combined those stories. These were Victor Locke stories that they were going along the same timeline, and since they had the same story crossing over. Mechanics book, or at the time was Epitaph Bread and Salt. As we called it, I just combined it with that, so that gave it the action, and we just kept with the story. So issue 3 was going to be the finish, the storyline.
Yeah.
So we just use both of those covers.
Cool. So the next one down is $15 US, and you get the book plus a blast back stat card, which is supposed to be part of a role playing game. And I guess the card is the size of say a trading card.
Yes. Basically, all that is if where I was going to set it up is I was going to do the blast back. The role playing game is actually done. I have it already. And I was going to do I still want to do some edits for it. And we tried to do a campaign for it. It just kind of went nowhere. It's like my audience wasn't really into the role playing game as much. And so it got, I think maybe one, I don't even know if it got one order. And plus, there was another creator. I don't know if you guys know Richard C. Meyer, right?
Yeah, your boy Zach. Everybody knows your boy.
Your boy Zach, right? Everybody knows. Okay, so everybody knows. So he came out with Expendables, the Expendables book on the same day I launched that campaign. So I was like,
great.
Right. I'm like, that's not gonna work. So it just became a thing of like, okay, well, in that situation, and since there's not a ton of interest, and plus I had altered the book in a little bit, so specifically added powers and stuff so that they could roll up, like Cyberfrog fans could roll up Cyberfrog and stuff like that. They could make up, the big characters that they liked.
Yeah.
So I had it all set up, but the thing I was going to do was, in my books, all my books would ship with these blast back cards, so you could quickly look at the character stats and just roll, play them in the game. So if you wanted to play Victor Locke, you had his card, you could just play him in the game. You wanted to play Night Evil or Ashen or Zombie Girl, any of those characters, you could roll them up, play them in the game. Or if you just wanted to use them for NPCs or something, you could do that too.
Yeah.
We didn't roll up. We didn't roll up Dracula. We didn't roll up. There's somebody. We didn't do Nodus. We didn't do some of the other characters, but we want to get to them later on as the campaigns go on.
Yeah, I understand. And up next, I guess, is the variant cover, the Lauren one.
Yep.
The cover and the print. Cool. And that's again $25.
Yep.
Both covers, $30. Oh, that's a good price for both covers.
Yep, easy.
A good saving.
Yep.
And the Ultimate Control, number 2, and the Control. Okay. So
that's all the books. That's all the Hexcraft Mechanics 1, 2, and books. I believe that's all 3 books. That's Ultimate Control, Hexcraft Mechanics 1, and Hexcraft Mechanics 2. I believe that's what.
The one that I'm on right now is just number 2 and Ultimate Control for $30.
Ultimate Control. Okay, so the next one should be the 3 books together.
Then there's 1 and 2 underneath that, so 2 down is the 3-pack.
Yeah. Well, it makes the 1 and 2 together. Probably should have been before the 3.
Right, it should have been before the Ultimate Control book.
Yeah.
But it's a prequel book, but
yeah.
It should have been before that.
But it doesn't matter. People will hopefully see them all. And then, of course, $40 for 3 of them, which is a good deal. $3, and they're what? Are they all 56 pages, or what are the page? What's the page number on number 1 and Ultimate?
1 is 56 pages. Ultimate is 36 pages. and 2 is also 56 pages.
Yeah, so, yeah.
36, 56, 56. So
you got like 140 pages worth of story there for $40 plus shipping.
And the Ultimate Control book is actually 2 stories. That's actually
cool.
so. Basically, I took 2 of the 2 things. I did that with a lot of the stuff, like 2 things that were happening concurrently, and I put them together into one book. So the Hexcraft Mechanics story with Subpoena is in there, as well as the Rahab story. We have a character called Rahab, who's an ex-Sisterhood of Lilith breeder. Her story is in that.
Cool.
Those are 2 stories put together.
And you get the Victor Locke poster here too, as well. So that's pretty good. Signed book and print. Okay. Signed copy of standard edition with print. Didn't I see? Wasn't the featured perk a signed version?
Or are you saying that the print is also signed in this one?
I think let's see. The first one shouldn't be signed.
Yeah, it's your featured one here says backers will receive a signed copy of the 56-page color Hexcraft Mechanics book, standard cover, as well as the Victor Locke poster. And the $50 one here.
One of those was supposed to be removed, and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be the $50 one.
That was
probably supposed to be. Yeah, that was probably supposed to be removed. So,
I'll
remove that later. Right? It's not like anybody's bought it. So
actually,
51 says 1 claimed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the $25. The $25 one. The $25 one is the one that's not claimed, but.
Okay, well, we're gonna remove that one then. Remove that quick. Let's do that right now. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do some quick editing on that. Don't you guys? Don't worry about this. You saw it first. You saw it first here, guys. You saw it first here.
And then, okay, signed book and print. Didn't we go over signed book already? For half the price?
Oh man! See what happens when you get on these live streams, you know? Oh man! Yeah, so these are, just kind of like all the stories and stuff. I took them, put them together into this, and this is how we actually do a lot of our books. So the next, let's see. So the next.
Okay. I was just looking. You got the below the signed land cover. I was seeing whether the $25 one says whether it said signed. It doesn't say signed on the $25 version of the land cover and print.
So this one needs to.
And this has got 2 claimed already. The $25 version. And then the $50. You can hide that and keep the $50, or hide the $50 and keep the $25.
Right. We're gonna go ahead and see. I think we'll hide this for now. Do something with that. Let's see. Actually, let's just do this. Receive a copy. A copy of. There we go. Check it out now.
Okay. Let's...
It might not let me save that. Somebody might have jumped in and grabbed a copy of that. If I said, "Hey, let's grab a copy of that on the cheap."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now the feature one says just receive a copy. Doesn't say signed copy.
Well, you know, the one underneath it that's $15 also says we'll receive a signed copy.
$15. Let's see. Oh wait, no.
With
really?
the card. Yeah. It says backers will receive a signed copy. Both of the top two had signed copy originally.
That's weird.
Yeah.
When I did these, I went through those specifically to make sure that wasn't, to make sure that wasn't. Because what I was doing copies of these, like you do the duplication, and I was going through to make sure that when I did the, I'm completely shocked now because it's like surely like I'm surprised that nobody saw that and said, hey, let me go ahead and get
the cheap
copies.
Yeah.
Right. Because then I would have actually had. I would have had
cheapest per come signed. What?
Right. And like then I would have had to actually. Ship that.
Well, the thing is, if anybody got that $15 one signed, all you have to do is hide that and do the few that claimed it signed and just re-put it out as not signed.
Oh, wow. Yes.
But luckily, nobody's claimed the signed $15 one now. So.
And it's tripped out because like the $30 ones are like, it's just like you'll just receive. But what I do is for like a lot of these, I will duplicate them.
Yeah.
Then what I do is I go in and change the various things that are needed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. I did the exact same thing when I ran my campaign, so and it's just easy to miss something like that.
That's like the first time that happened. It'll be funny if I make that correction and then like after that everybody just starts buying the book.
Yeah.
It's like the books were just not being bought just so you can make that correction, and they'll be flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. And there's a that's like a whole pack right there. The one you're looking at right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's everything.
Yeah. Number 1, number 2, Ultimate Control, Lorne poster, Advocate poster. The only thing to make it all would to be thrown in the Victor Lore poster, the Victor Locke poster.
But now, is that the one with?
This is the all key. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it says because that's got epitaph bread and salt in there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one right there. That's everything.
Yeah.
Like all the major books.
Yeah.
In there.
I'm just saying it doesn't have the Victor Locke poster in there.
Oh, nobody cares about the Victor Locke poster. They want the posters with the girls.
True. And of course, the $75 one sketch cover. I guess that's you doing a sketch on the cover, blank cover.
Yep.
And they get the Victor Lock poster.
You get the Victor Lock poster with that, and you never know what you might get on that cover because you might get artwork, or you might get. I mean, you're gonna get artwork, but you might get a painting. You know, maybe I might bust out some watercolors. Might get black and white. Might get some color pencils. Never know.
Cool.
Those sketch covers. The last sketch cover I did a whole painting on there. There was only like one order for it, so that was cool.
And of course, the last one, the biggest package, $175. Backers will receive a signed copy, full color of Hexcraft Mechanics 2, an original piece of art from the book.
Yep.
That is good for $175.
So that one's a nice one. I enjoyed the last campaign. I think the last campaign I did, I had some original art that I sold in that one. I actually enjoy selling those pages. Like if I ever get big one day, you know, people have those pages, they can go and sell them.
Yeah.
They go ahead. I got that Nathyn Masters stuff, and it's interesting because I'm not sure how long pages like this are going to be around, because eventually I'm going to switch. I'm going to go digital. I'm going to go back to digital, and you know, maybe I'm actually enjoying the traditional stuff, but I do kind of want to go back to digital, because that actually I used all of my talents with the digital stuff, because I would like a lot of times the backgrounds, those exterior backgrounds, those are photographs. It's like if you actually look at them, those are photographs. So I would go and take pictures and then turn them into artwork in Photoshop, and then take those pictures and put them in the backgrounds. So like you take a good look at those, that's what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just something tactile and enjoyable about doing things with your hands.
It is. It's a lot. It's like when I started doing the Demonor book. That was painted. I started doing that with. I was trying to kind of, you know, do some. I was doing a little bit more than I probably should have, because I did a lot of that with. I did with Sumi ink. And I was using the Sumi brushes, so like the Sumi brushes got like a nice look. I think it was a little bit too flowing, so I kind of reeled it back in with this issue. So now it's more pen and ink work, and then I go in and do the ink wash stuff. So I learned a little bit from that last issue. I like the look of that last issue, but I wanted a little bit tighter on that, so I did less brush work coming up. So I'm working on that now. Actually, that if you ever see any of my books, I do these Reddit reads where you go and you read stories and things from Reddit, and I tend to focus on the glitch in the Matrix stuff. But if you go watch those videos, you'll see I'm usually drawing. I'm usually drawing in the background of those, so you can see the Victor Lock Demonor book. So you can check that out.
Cool.
And also there's got Victor Lock, and I also have a manga book that I'm working on as well, but that's way off in the future. I was planning on doing that this year, and do that next year instead, and that's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, and provided any of this stuff makes money. That's kind of the key to all of this stuff. So
Metal just finished doing a manga for the Shogun Jump contest.
Yeah, for the Tezuka
nice.
100, I just finished a 46-page manga.
Wow. Any word back on that yet, or?
Well, so the way it does it, the deadline for international, this is the first time that it's open internationally, is sooner than the deadline for Japan, because they have to take all the entries and they have to accompany it with a translation so that the judges can understand what's going on in the story. And I'll probably hear results probably around the holiday season.
Okay. All right, cool.
And, it was like a win-win situation. If I don't win the contest, I can just sell it as a 46-page graphic novel myself.
Cause that's what I need to get into some kind of contest or something. This is wild stuff right here. If you don't get that audience, boy, you gonna struggle. So still working on that.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to. Oh, I got the Indiegogo in the description here in your Twitter. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, it's just if you just search Nathyn Brendan Masters. I haven't done it used to be Time Code Mechanics. I haven't done the actual thing yet, but it's just search Nathyn Brendan Masters. You'll find it.
And Nathyn is with a Y.
Yes, it's Nathyn. So Nathyn Brendan Masters. And you'll find a bunch of stuff about me.
Oh, I found it.
You found it?
See?
And Metal can put that in the chat. And
just that quick. Thank you.
Of course, well.
Yeah. Clearly, this is your page because it has the Hexcraft Mechanics Indiegogo launch video. Or Hexcraft Mechanics, yeah.
That's the quickest way to find my page. And as a matter of fact, if you search for Hexcraft Mechanics, it'll take you. I think that's like the first. No, I think the Indiegogo campaign now is the first thing that pops up. But at one point, that was the first thing that would pop up is that video. So that was cool.
Oh wow, you got a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, I wish YouTube would push my videos out to them. That would be nice. Wojcicki, you're listening.
You got a lot more subscribers than I do. But hopefully a few people listening or that listen to the replay will.
How often are you putting videos out?
I do over the summer I was just doing Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock show for 2 hours. Plus I do a verse of the day 6 days a week.
The secret is put out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
3 videos a day. You'll get some eyes on your stuff. If you can do like 3 videos a day.
Yeah.
Stuff that's interesting. You'll get some eyes. That's what I started doing. I started finding stuff that I was interested in. Even if I was remotely interested, and I kind of slacked off because it does get
tedious.
It gets hard to do. Yeah, it gets insanely tedious, and on top of that, it's
starting tomorrow, 5 days a week. I'll probably be doing 2 live streams a day, one at noon and one at 10, and then
how many people usually check out your live streams?
30 plus, 30 to whatever, 50, 60.
My suggestion would be to cut back on the live streams. Do like maybe once or twice a week for a live stream. I mean, you can do them one a day if you really like live streaming. But live streaming, I hear that actually hurts your, like your subscribers. Like it doesn't really help you get subscribers. The video, like for whatever reason, YouTube has like a really odd way of doing things now. So the thing that they really want is videos. Because Twitch is big on live streaming, but YouTube really wants.
Well, I know the real
videos,
reason. They started hurting live streams if you're not doing like exceptionally well, because it takes up a lot of server space.
That I can see that.
And a lot of bandwidth, so they'd rather you just do short videos and stuff like that.
Yep, and that's also because I had a lot of had some long form videos, my movies and stuff, and those just don't really make any money anymore. Because they want the short stuff. They'd rather have a ton of short stuff. That makes 100% sense now that you've said that. Because it really does. Now, something that you would do is, if you have a bunch of live streams, you could do a live stream playlist and just have it stream for like 24 hours. That'll bring people in. YouTube will promote that, and that will bring people into the video.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because YouTube started out with short form content and it was gradually getting longer, and now it's pushing back to short form content again.
Right. So I think that a lot of what they're doing right now is kind of going back to the old stuff because that's what worked. Why they tried to make so many changes. I guess they thought they had an idea that I don't know what audience they were looking for, but the audience that they were getting was the audience that they should have stayed with. I don't know. They're trying to pull in the soccer moms and stuff, and
they wanted to compete with TV, but they didn't understand that they were already out competing TV. Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly what was happening. They were all because like somebody was talking about that Lily Singh talk show, and people were like how she only got like 2.5 million viewers. Like one of her videos could get like 5-10 million viewers. It's like ridiculous. It's like why would you at that point you going to TV is a downgrade. So it's a lot of silly. They made a lot of silly choices.
I think it's because people still think like the internet isn't the big time. It's kind of the underground. So if you make it onto TV, you made the big time. Even though the internet is the future of entertainment, has been for quite some time now. Yeah. So TV's dying. So it's like, why are you trying to go backwards to the past?
There's a legitimacy in TV, except for the fact that it's really for older people. Like there's a legitimacy with age. You now the older people know who you are. People aren't going to really come to YouTube to find you. Yeah. Okay, you're a name, but if you don't become a big name, then that new audience, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so you got on TV, you did a thing, and it's the same audience from your YouTube channel, and they're probably not going to follow you to TV. I mean, I don't know any YouTuber that's popped up on TV that I said, I'm going to go follow that person and check out their show. I just never do, because the clips are going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like you're looking for an audience that's not even there either, because most people who watch TV, the average audience member is above the age of 40, right? And it's not even everybody who's above the age of 40, because even a lot of people above that age are starting to watch stuff on the internet. So you're getting an audience that is dwindling over time, moving away from where the growing audience is.
Right. My mom is in her 80s and she watches YouTube all day. I think she watches like her soap operas and then she goes back to YouTube. And so it's like we had cable and I was kind of like, we're paying like almost $200 for this and we don't watch this stuff. It's like the stuff you watch it and movies come on. It's very rarely movies that I want to see, so you do better to get Netflix. Thinking about getting, and I have Amazon Prime too, so I'm like stuff. I still haven't gotten Netflix yet, I always say I'm gonna get Netflix.
Yeah.
I never like.
I got Netflix for about a year. It was nice, but then it became just whatever.
Yeah.
It became
That's
regular.
my thing too.
But it was cheaper than TV. We haven't had cable in my household for 20 years or more. It's like it's too expensive for what you get.
Yeah, and you really don't watch it. It's like I can tell you, I used to watch Doctor Who. That was my big thing on cable, Doctor Who, and sometimes I would watch a movie, and then I didn't even watch Doctor Who after a while, and then I just kind of stopped watching cable at all. I was mainly watching YouTube, and every once in a while I get like a Redbox, something from Redbox or something like that, but I don't watch any. So.
We got a Roku, which we got rid of Netflix because we had to, couldn't afford it at the time. We got this little Roku box which allows a lot of older TV shows which my mom likes, and so it's like, and then we got an antenna, a digital antenna to get this stuff out of the air, and
Yep.
On most new shows I don't want to watch, I can watch thanks to the internet, like new episodes. You can watch online or get them downloaded and watch them on your TV. Then so it's not worth having. It's not worth $100 a month for cable.
No, not at all. It is like the smartest thing they've done is starting all these streaming services. That's like the smartest thing they've done. It's like HBO Plus and HBO, of course, you can get streaming if you particularly just want HBO, which so not interested in anything right now as far as TV goes. It's kind of like I don't even. The only thing happening with HBO Plus is they're doing that Snyder Cut Justice League. I definitely want to see that. That looks good. That looks really good. That's really the thing for me. Cause I didn't hate that film like everybody hated it. I was kind of like, it's sports, man, enjoy it. It was actually, aside from Wonder Woman, that was one of their more enjoyable films. I kind of like Batman v Superman. Like when I first saw Batman v Superman, I was like, hey, that's pretty good. And then I was kind of like, that could have been a lot. I think the thing that ruined it for me was dude playing Lex Luthor. Yeah, I was like, no, bro, that ain't Lex right there. You doing something else. Doing something completely different.
Yeah. So speaking of film, I found your IMDb, and so you played Victor, correct?
Yes, I did. Victor,
how was that experience?
Victor was a character specifically made for me to play. There's a whole history behind that. I was a character. I wanted to make a character specifically, literally create a character that was made to be profitable. And it was a character that I wanted it was going to be something that I wanted to make a comic book about, and a character I wanted to play as well. It would have a novel, a comic, a movie, and it turned out Victor Locke Demon Hunter was that character. And I had, like, I tell people the story all the time, because I was a fan of, which apparently, I guess, if you're if you were doing comic skate stuff, I guess you're not supposed to say you were a fan of Buffy at some point. But
I don't know why. Buffy was pretty good.
But whatever.
We for the most part don't care about that. It's whatever you're a fan of, you're a fan of. I don't care.
Exactly. So
We only care whether you're a jerk or not.
That's important. So I kind of I had this dream about the character, about the Victor Locke character. I was like, I woke up, I'm like, that's the character. That's what we're gonna go with. And on a novel for the character. By the time I finished the novel, which it took me like about 6 months to a year roughly to write, between writing and editing, and I was on the last leg of editing the book, and they started doing commercials for Blade, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. I'll see you guys later. You know, that really took me out of the game for a minute. I was really but eventually I did come back, and I created Epitaph Bread and Salt. And and the thing about Buffy is that watching Buffy, the show, but seeing kind of how cheaply it was produced, I was kind of like, those special effects, I could do that. I was like, I could do that show, and I did. The only thing is, I wish I could have learned. There's two things that I wish I did better. I wish I had the sound equipment that I have now, and I wish I had the sound equipment, and I wish I had done better special effects. I wish I had actually gotten someone to do the special effects for me, because I was working on, believe it or not, I did that, a lot of the editing of that movie I did on an Apple G5, 2006 Apple G5, before Final Cut Pro X came out, and I finished it in Final Cut Pro X. But I was working in After Effects, in an old version of After Effects, and I did all the special effects in there, and it just worked out real well. But like later on, some of the effects, like that first, when the movie starts up and you see the vampire explode into like this mist of blood and ash and stuff, I wanted them to explode, but I wanted there to be a variation where some would explode like that, and then some would explode with chunks and stuff like that. And it works out sometimes, sometimes not so much. So, but I enjoyed playing Victor Locke. I'm actually planning on doing a Victor Locke Demon Hunter film, a Hexcraft Mechanics film, and probably there's like some other stuff I want to do as well. That's some kind of, I want to call them franchise films, which, you know, I want to make it into a franchise, at least the way, if I can do it the way I want to do it, and I'm not sure I could do it right now the way YouTube is working, but I really want to make it a YouTube-based franchise. That was my goal. Let me get rid of this real quick because I don't know what that's all about. But that was my thing. I really want to kind of have these films on YouTube. We did that one, which by the Epitaph Bread and Salt, the original one, which I deleted because I was kind of like, you know what, I really got annoyed with that one, not because of the film, but because of what was happening with it on the platform. That movie was my most watched movie, had over 1 million views, was one of my more profitable films. That was before, you know, pre Susan Wojcicki. So that was my favorite. Let me say this. That was my favorite film. That was my favorite film. My best film was a film called The Perfect Letter. That was the film that I was probably most. I'm trying to think. That was the film I was probably most proud of. Epitaph Bread and Salt was my favorite, but the one I was most proud of, the way it came out, was The Perfect Letter, which was interesting too because that started out as a screenplay that a friend of mine wrote, and I looked at it and I made a joke I made a joke. I said, this is a great script. You know what this script needs? It needs me. I need to be in this movie. And we laughed about it. And then he kind of said, you know what? Go make your own version of it. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, go make your own version of it.
And I noticed clicking on it, your top bill.
Yeah, it was my top bill, and it also at one point became my top film. It was one of made probably one of the films that made the most money on YouTube. So that one, I know at one month, that film by itself made like $300 by itself. So a lot of people, it's funny because you go in the comment section, you read it, and people are just ripping on the film. If you look at the dislike ratio, you look at the money that it made. I'll tell you this: originally a sequel was planned for that film. So, A Crisis Function, that was another big film that people seemed to like. And that film was interesting because we shot that film in 5 days, and people liked it. I had an actress, the actress that played Night Evil in Epitaph Bread and Salt. She played a character, and that what's her name? I can't think of anything but she starred in that movie, and she played that character. Worked with me, and that also became one of our more popular films. So I had 3 films that were pretty popular, actually, that people like. And then
IMDb says it was Anita Nicole Brown.
What's her character?
Night Evil.
For Epitaph, but for Crisis Function.
Oh, I can find that real quick.
Andrea, her name was Andrea Knight. She played a character named Andrea Knight.
Yeah.
And so that film did well. We were doing a sequel for all those films. The first film I did was a film called Wages of Sin. The first film I personally starred in, and I did that movie, and that was also generally popular. So basically, I did a bunch of films that people liked, and they were making money, and then stuff happened. But I guess a lot of people have talked about the fact that at one point in time, animators were big on YouTube, and then after they made changes, animators screwed over. So at some point, I guess everybody gets their time to be kind of screwed over on YouTube. So
yeah, the thing that did it for animators was when they made the change for frequency benefiting you, because it takes so long to animate something that they'll be lucky to put out a short video once a week, and they can't put out multiple per day. So a lot of them just went back to Newgrounds, where animation used to be the thing anyway.
Yeah, it's like the stuff that they did. It's. I think that there should be a way where they say, okay, if your thing is long form, it gets treated this way. If it's short form, it gets treated this way. And if it's a standard YouTube video, it gets treated a different way. Because there's a lot of stuff. I know with my films, they wouldn't always watch the whole film, or they'd watch some of it and come back to it. And sometimes we just would only watch 10-20 minutes of it. The way it used to go is if people were watching a certain amount of ads on your thing, YouTube was like, we want people to see that. What ended up happening is that now, even if they watch 20 minutes of it and it's an hour and 30 minutes, they're not going to keep pushing it in the algorithm. So a lot of the stuff that does well with me is stuff that's the standard 10 to. I had a thing that I did that was about 6 minutes. We did this one video on effect, and it's funny because we did actually this thing, Mandela effects in the Bible. People really liked that video, We did this one about Sinbad that people are just going crazy about. You know, the comedian Sinbad from back in, people are just losing their mind over that one. What was the other one? The first Mandela Effect video I did was about Jerry Stiller. And it was literally like happening right then, because I did I'm like, now tell me that Jerry Stiller didn't die last year. Tell me, because like, you know, he died, Jerry Stiller died, I think it was this year, right?
It was this year, yeah.
I'm like, okay, tell me this man didn't die last year. Tell me this didn't happen. And people are like, dude, this dude died last year. How's he dying? You know, it's like, we were like, how's he dying? Because like, I remember, like, you know, explained to her who Jerry Stiller was, and then, you know, that's, you know, Ben Stiller's dad. Well, she didn't know who Ben Stiller was. I'm like, yeah, but I explained to her who Ben Stiller was because of Jerry Stiller. I'm like, because she, you know, she watched Seinfeld and King of Queens, so she knows. So I'm like, yeah, you know, it's him. And this year, Jerry Stiller dies. I'm like, and for some reason I was just like, this is your video. Do this video. And I did it. And like, when I did it, people were like, yeah, dude, I remember this dude dying last year too. And so that became a thing. So I do the Mandela Effect videos and stuff, and people enjoy that. I lean toward a lot of evergreen content, what they call evergreen content. That's kind of what I'm doing now. Sometimes
stuff that you can just go back whenever, it's not topical or anything.
Yeah, it's just stuff that people will be looking for. They'll find it and be like, oh, okay, you did a video about that. And sometimes I'll get lucky and find a topic. So, wait a minute, why isn't this something people are doing a video about? Like, if you do a search for the air tech slang, AER tech slang, you do a search for that, I'm like the #1 video for that.
Cool.
Why is nobody doing a video about this? And you find stuff like that every once in a while, because that's like a product I saw, and I'm like, this looks perfect for my needs. I'm sure somebody else would like to know about this. So I did this video about it, and people were like, yeah, dude, you know, we want to know about that. There's some art stuff, art related stuff I did some videos about like that as well. I'm on the lookout. A lot of people don't really like, if you're doing a topical show, that's the big deal thing about a topical show, is that it has to be right then, right now. So if that video gets demonetized and you need that audience right, or you're going to get that audience right then, there's no money there because that video was demonetized. And when it gets remonetized, which is going to probably be the next day, that audience is gone. That's not topical anymore. Now, at least for me, I move toward things that are either topical, and I know that they're not going to get, I know that they're not going to get a yellow check mark or yellow dollar sign, or I move for stuff that is evergreen. So right now, I also did some videos about the Yandere Sim, Yandere Dev, Yandere Simulator stuff. That was actually pretty interesting. A lot of rabbit hole videos now, which the thing about those is it's like they take longer to research than they do to do. But it's a lot of that kind of, it just, hey, here's something I'm interested in. You guys might, like, we did a video about Charlie Zelenoff recently. I did a Bullshido video. Stuff like, so just like stuff I'm interested in, stuff that people might find amusing. I'm trying to maybe grab an audience, like maybe some kind of crossover audience for my book. So with the Yandere simulator videos,
did Yandere Dev ever finish?
Come on.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Which is sad because he had every opportunity, and just stuff like that you get into, and you're like, how did that go so wrong? It's just like we did one on the money. If you look on my channel now, there's a video I did about the money flip, the Cash App money flip, and you'll go into my comment section. Amazing the fact that I have like about 300 comments, yet I have like 200 views or something. It's like, how is that even a thing? And it's not like YouTube just needs to catch up with the views. No, it's like bots. It's all bots, and the whole comment section is you on Cash App. That's we get into that kind of stuff, and to see that happen is almost just showing you how big this scam is. That they have bots, people doing videos about the scam. So that's probably going to be a pretty good evergreen kind of video. They don't all just kind of jump off. Stuff like that is good stuff. Now the thing about it is people are watching it, but because there's so many scammers in the comment section, you're not going to get a lot of comments on it. I think I got about 3 actual real comments on that video. Everything else is a bot, and we're talking about hundreds of comments, and they're all it's all bots.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's about that time. I go to about midnight. It is 11:59 now. So we'll give Meta a second here to.
You always let me plug myself at the end.
And then we'll give
my little URL pop up. As always, I'm the Metal, and I'm going to try to scam you with a site, except the only scam is I'm giving you stuff for free instead of making you pay for it. I know, that's weird, but you can go to xdynamuschaos.com and read the hours of free material that I have between my webcomic, shorts, some prose, some resembling pulp form, and even that 46-page manga that I just finished. All of it's on there for free, and if you enjoy it, you can either leave a tip or even buy a physical copy of your favorite thing. I've got options for you, and if not, just, hope you had a good time.
Okay. So I guess one last hurrah for Nathyn here to promote his stuff.
And you guys can find me. Just search Nathyn Masters on YouTube, and Hexcraft Mechanics issue 2 on Indiegogo, and you'll find me over there as well. So hopefully somebody here will find that book and story of interest, and will back it. I'll see some of you also on my YouTube channel if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you. So, and thank you guys for having me. Actually, thank you for inviting me on the show today.
No problem. No problem.
That was a fun show. Thanks for coming.
Yes. Thanks for coming. All his links are in the description. His Twitter, his YouTube are in the link, and as well as Indiegogo. So you can just go over there easy and purchase a copy of his book if that interests you, or go subscribe to his channel on YouTube and listen to his videos and help him make some money that way. And again, I'd like to thank Mel for coming on as usual, and thank Nathyn for coming on and sharing all about his book and about his website or his YouTube channel. Sounds very interesting. And thanks everybody who's in the chat coming by and listening. Hopefully you can afford to go by and his book. And we'll catch you all later. See you tomorrow at high noon. Bye for now. God bless.
Bye.
Have a great, everybody.
Have a great and wonderful night.